If I ask you if you know Faumuina Toalitai Mafau David Tua, you would probably have no idea who I'm talking about. But if you're a boxing fan and I tell you this dude is also known as David Tua, then you would know I'm talking about one of the toughest and strongest boxers we've ever seen. David Tua had some of the most insane knockout power we have ever seen in boxing. It would definitely not be a stretch to call his skill at knocking people out Mike Tyson-esque. The man racked up an insane 43 wins by knockout in his career and was one tough dude in his boxing career. Let's take a look and review this man's insane career and take a look at how in his prime he was absolutely unstoppable as a knockout artist. Before we get to the meat of the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos on the coolest sports content. During this early part of Tua's career, Tua struggled with weight issues, but even then, he was still absolutely demolishing people in convincing fashion. This was definitely the case when he went up against another regular contender in the heavyweight division, Michael Moorer. Moorer was no slouch of a fighter, not to mention he had the height and reach advantage, standing at 6'2" and having an insane 75-inch reach. Tua didn't let Michael Moorer have a chance to outbox him, however, as he immediately went inside and went for tough combinations and inside shots with both speed and power in them. And then in what feels like the blink of an eye, the fight is over when David Tua throws his absolute stunner.
Get off his head.
David Tua gets in 2 body punches early. The ribcage of Moorer, and down goes Moorer.
I say Moore's leaning in. He's not moving at all. It's over with.
In 30 seconds, he got a knockout at Michael Moorer. With one power shot he had, Michael Moorer knocked out on the ground unconscious. Tua truly demonstrated here that Mike Tyson-esque speed and power to drive inside and make even the craziest reach disadvantage look ineffective. Tua once again went up against a fighter with a giant reach and height advantage as he went up against the absolute unit, Nate Tubbs. Nate Tubbs was a giant dude both in height, and he carried that height with a ton of weight. Tubbs had insane strength, and you could tell that his punches were hard-hitting on David Tua. The thing is, David Tua was remembered for his speed and strength in the punches, but he also had one of the greatest chins in boxing, going crazy and surviving tons of insane hits to the head. The bout was an absolute slugfest, but Tua was connecting and slowing down Tubbs, while Tubbs was also hitting David Tua hard. The difference though, Tua was not slowing down. Tua hits Nate Tubbs with an insane left uppercut that literally sends Nate Tubbs tumbling on the ground. Tua had speed and strength, and he sure as hell could take a solid punch. David Tua actually took a 2-year break from boxing to deal with his weight issues, and in that time, there were definitely doubts on if he would come back, and if he did come back, would he even be at the same level? His first bout after semi-retirement was this bout on the 31st of March 2005, going up against Talmadge Griffith. Let's just say it was clear he wasn't rusty going back into boxing.
He's making Griffiths miss on occasion, but really when he does that, he needs to come back with something.
And balance, you're right, Mike, is so key in every sport, not just boxing. In every sport, balance is a big key.
In a fight that went the distance, Tua went toe-to-toe with Talmadge Griffith in this return, and it was a long night for both of them as they went toe-to-toe for all 10 rounds of their bout. Just as the fight was near the end and it was expected to go to the judges' scorecards, Tua ended the fight with a TKO with just 20 seconds left before the 10-round bout ended.
Talk about conditioning! Griffiths is ready to go! Tua's in him with everything! Lance Rebels should move in and stop the fight! 2 more shots! That's it! It's all over! It's a 10th round!
Tua was on a tear with a bunch of solid, convincing wins when he came back from boxing. His greatest knockout during this time, though, our pick for one of his best has to be at this pay-per-view event. On the 18th of August 2007 in Sandy, Utah, Tua went up against Mexican champion Saul Montana. Tua went up against arguably one of the best fighters from Mexico, a country with a rich history in boxing. Tua, however, made quick work of the champ and got a legendary win with an incredibly dominant first-round knockout on the champ. Tua did this with 2 insane lefts to Saul that extended his insane comeback win streak.
You know what I like about Montana? This ball there. The first left hook he threw, and he made it.
David Tua again retired for 2 years, and he came back again, this time in 2009. In his return fight, he won the bout against Shane Cameron on the 3rd of October 2009. Shane Cameron was the reigning champ of the WBO Asia Pacific and Oriental heavyweight titles and was a fellow New Zealander. But David Tua came in to prove he was the best fighter from the region and that he was far from washed.
Bruce McTavish stays back. He's one of the very best referees in the world.
In an incredibly convincing fashion, Tua once again gets an insane knockout in the second round, which puts Shane Cameron down with ease and gets him the much-deserved accolade. Tua really did fight like the Mike Tyson of our generation, even into his late 30s. Truly a one-of-a-kind, dominant knockout specialist. And that's all for today's video. Where do you rank David Tua all time? Write your answers down in the comments, and while you're at it, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications on the newest videos on the best sports content.